Hello there, Commonwealth Rome here, and I'm in just the same situation as you. I see these sleek Super Mario 35 and Monster Hunter Rise bundles and really consider buying one or even both of them. Then I remember, we have the data-mined codenames Orla and Calcio, developers talking about the new Nintendo Switch Pro, reports from credible sources piling up about that possible revision, and a missing first-party Nintendo lineup after April. So should you buy a new Nintendo Switch bundle now, or wait until a Switch Pro release, even if that occurs first in October or November this year? I will tell you after you leave a like on this video, as I wrote this video in the middle of the night, and I would also love if you press that free red subscribe button, grey notification bell and again for all notifications, as that will get you my eternal gratitude. Many of us face one of two dilemmas. Just like a long list of comments under my recent videos have been asking, should I buy a Nintendo Switch now? Or you're just like me thinking about getting another one because of the limited shiny exterior design bundles. Mostly because you have either until 2021 been holding off buying a Nintendo Switch or a Switch Lite, or own a 2017 Nintendo Switch model and think that after 4 years and avoiding buying any of the special bundles, the 2019 revision and the Nintendo Switch Lite, then I can really afford that upgrade. I can't make that decision for you, but I can recommend the following. Wait until the Nintendo Switch Pro is revealed, or we get a 35th anniversary Legend of Zelda bundle. Or if you only have time to play handheld, then just buy the cheaper only handheld Switch Lite. Here is why. Nintendo is a business. I will try to make money on every opportunity that surfaces. Right now we are witnesses to the last big push with the 2019 base model Switch before the end of the fiscal year on March 31st, pushing out a popular deluxe 3D Mario title with an even more anticipated brand new open worldish expansion experience in Bowser's Fury. A bunch of bundles including the Mario 35th anniversary and the golden Monster Hunter Rise consoles and controllers. All aimed at maximizing Switch hardware sales before you guessed it, a new Nintendo Switch Pro reveal sometime after March 31st. All to please investors and stockholders to maintain a steady growth of the Nintendo stock after it went up over 60% in the last year. Stockholders love these reports, but with Animal Crossing already about to reach 30 million copies sold and no equal seller in sight until at least late this year, this growth can only continue with marketing and sales tricks like limited edition bundles to push more system sales, including from people who already own at least one Nintendo Switch, before the most important financial update of the year in the corporation. In other words, if you can, then wait. Be patient, as Nintendo doesn't want you only to dip once, twice, or maybe even 3 times this year, due to all the ongoing anniversaries and likely a top model aimed at appealing to more hardcore gamers and get them to join the Switch fray, thus pushing even more Switch system sales. Don't let yourself be lured by the decades-old tactic of getting a specially designed Switch model, unless you're collecting obviously, since this is exactly a part of Nintendo's handheld strategy, which I'm going to explain in detail right now. Whereas the Wii and Wii U had barely any themed consoles based on Mario, Metroid, Pokemon, Zelda, we only got one with Wind Waker HD and, well, it was glorious on the Wii U, the 3DS had one for each franchise, and also multiple different bundles. In fact, we had a Zelda-themed 3DS, 2DS, 3DS XL, new 3DS XL, and new 2DS XL, all tied to the launch of Ocarina of Time 3D as the 25th anniversary bundle, the green 2DS with yellow buttons and Ocarina of Time 3D, the most gorgeous gold and black A Link Between Worlds 3DS XL bundle, which is the only 3DS I personally own, the Majora's Mask 3D new 3DS XL bundle, and finally the new 2DS XL Heidi and Shield edition. That is 5 Zelda bundles in 6 years. For the Wii U, it was 1. For the Wii, none except for this golden Skyward Sword Zelda controller. And for the Switch, so far we have absolutely none. And that shouldn't come as a surprise, as Nintendo's home consoles usually don't get special bundle designs, and have mostly remained plain, with the only exceptions being different color variations. We have seen this from the Nintendo 64, with exception of a few Pokemon ones. The same went with the GameCube, where you could get special faceplate on top of the console from time to time. The Wii only had color variations again, and one controller with engravings, that being the Zelda Gold Motion Plus controller. The same was the case with the Wii U, where you could choose between white or black, or the Wind Waker Black bundle with the gold engraved gamepad. The Switch is a middle ground between a console and a handheld. We have had themed systems based on multiple franchises, but up until now they have been rather low effort, say with a few exceptions, like the Animal Crossing bundle and the Smush bundle. But when you think about it, even the Smash bundle and the rest of the bundles so far have been rather tame, with only different Joy-Con colors as any notable difference. Now things are changing a little more, with finally a new dock color and most of all a gold dock design. A design choice that I didn't exactly expect for Monster Hunter, but rather the Legend of Zelda series for its 35th anniversary. But then again, this shouldn't come as a surprise, as let's remember, the Nintendo Switch is a handheld first, and the Switch Lite is the living proof of that statement. Oh, and the fact that in Japan far more people are playing games on the go than on a console in front of a TV. But even then, the Switch Lite has only had one special edition, the Pokemon Sword and Shield one. But even then, pretty new designs are only the same hardware sold in a different wrapping, and a way of making a quick buck before Nintendo returned to their main focus, namely the top model that will extend the life of our current systems for another 2 to 3 years. A Nintendo Switch Pro that will attract more hardcore gamers to the system, when you also deliver a lineup of more hardcore exclusive experiences in the coming years, thus selling more Nintendo Switches than you originally anticipated. You know, with games like No More Heroes 3, Breath of the Wild sequel, Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, Monolith Soft's new IP, and so on. A way of pushing Switch sales even further for a more mature, hardcore audience who are craving for more experiences like the mentioned Nintendo exclusive games. In other words, unless you want to spend up to $900 on Nintendo Switches this year, stay calm, wait, and carry on. At the end of the day, these two bundles are the same Nintendo Switches from 2019, only with different designs, while we still wait for a new Nintendo Switch Pro model, which will run your games in higher resolutions and better frame rate, which will not be the same Switch experience as these consoles and any Nintendo Switch experience since 2017, in particular when we play on modern TVs. You want an upgrade, so wait for the upgrade, and save up if necessary. In the meanwhile, if you already have a Nintendo Switch, I would recommend picking up the games that these bundles are promoting: Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, Monster Hunter Rise, and new Pokemon Snap. Then no matter what, I would get the amazing gold Monster Hunter Rise Switch Pro controller, as this is an incredibly looking controller that you will definitely use forward. In fact, even if you don't own a Nintendo Switch right now, buying that Pro controller edition is smart when you finally get one. Now to answer your question, if you don't own a Switch already, should you buy it now? If you're buying it for your kids, then yes, they will greatly enjoy a Mario bundle and do not care if you buy this or the still unannounced Nintendo Switch Pro. If you are on the fence, however, and want the ultimate Switch experience with better performance, that being resolutions and frame rate, then wait a few months for a Switch Pro, or simply if we get a Nintendo Switch Zelda bundles, because those will become valuable collectibles later down the line. The sad reality that we've not had a Zelda-themed Switch yet, with Breath of the Wild breaking all kinds of records and Link's Awakening launching the same day as the Lite, is downright criminal if you ask me. So that alone, during this Zelda 35th anniversary, is a reason to wait to buy a special edition Nintendo Switch. So simply put, do not fall for Nintendo's paint job now, and instead wait for the hardware upgrade beyond the shell of the Switch system and dock a few months from now. Now then, I would like to hear what you plan in the comment section down below. Will you buy these Mario and or Monster Hunter special bundles, or are you waiting for a reveal of a Switch Pro or the first Switch Zelda bundle? Oh, and be sure to leave a like and share so that more people realize that this might not be the best moment to buy a base model Nintendo Switch. In particular, if the launch of a Switch Pro coincides with a base model Switch price cut after 4.5 years on the market. Also, subscribe for more Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch Pro videos, and press that notification bell again for all notifications to not miss any of them. A big thanks goes to all our great patreon.com/CommonRun patrons, and in particular our royal producer Charles Shash. You rock! And to the rest of you, please enjoy one or both of these two awesome videos.